Welcome to the Teacher Talk podcast with me, Lauren Gonzalez, where I invite teachers from all over the district to chat with me about what got them into teaching, what strategies new teachers should try, and just generally learning more about them. Join me as we build our teacher community and create an open and honest discourse around the teaching profession. Let's talk. Hello, FMS families and staff. Welcome back to the FMS Teacher Talk podcast. My name is Lauren Gonzalez. I'm the media specialist here at FMS, and I'm with a very special guest today. Mr. Nik Shepherd is here. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Can you kind of just tell us like how long you've been working with FMS and what you do?
This is coming to the end of my 10th year, actually. I started in January of 2015, and I work at Farmington Preschool Academy East, and I started at Farmington Special Preschool, and primarily I work with 3 to 4 year olds with special needs.
Awesome, cool. So can you kind of just tell us like what the journey was like to begin teaching? Like, what was your inspiration?
Well, I studied illustration and design in college, and that was what I was going to go into. But I started taking Japanese classes for fun because I needed some credits and I wanted to learn a language, and I liked the art. Awesome. I had an opportunity to visit Tokyo for a little while, and I decided I want to go there and do a year abroad teaching. I didn't plan on being a teacher. I had no interest in teaching, but it was an avenue to be able to travel and see a country I really enjoyed seeing. And 1 year turned into 9. And so then I ended up coming back. I think it was like Black Friday is when I was traveling of 2014. So it was a little crazy to come back. And I had been teaching that whole time. I had started teaching adults, and I kind of worked my way down in age groups. Oh, wow. I was scared of children at first, and then I had my own kids.
Ease into it.
And I said, kids are kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get to teach like elementary school, because preschool wasn't really on my radar, because when I left the States, preschool wasn't really a thing as much. And I expected to go for my teaching degree through alternative licensure at San Juan. And I thought, well, I'll get substituting in, I'll have a different job. But then I went to a substitute training, and Mr. Chris Pash was like, hey, if there's anyone in the alternative licensure, we have a job fair. If you're interested. I went to the job fair interview with Miss Foos, who formerly was a principal at Animus when I had met her. And she called I guess the principal of Farmington Special Preschool at the time, Bill Knight, said, hey, I think there's somebody you might want to look at. And so he called me, and then 10 years later, all of a sudden it was really, really quick. So, wow. Yeah, it was kind of a convoluted path, but it's been really, really fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. Fun. Yeah, that's so cool. And the teaching abroad thing has always been something really interesting to me.
It was really good. I would recommend it like to anybody, and hopefully like my kids will do it as well. Yeah. Like it's just a chance to get to experience different things and really see the world differently. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And like I said, 1 year turned into 10 or 9. So just like that. So,
right. Yeah. No. And that's such a cool perspective for you to be able to bring back here too.
Right.
Like
it was super fun. So I've always told my principal, I was like, if we get a student that speaks Japanese, I want them. Yeah. There's not a lot of Japanese around here. And so my skills are waning. So I'm trying to get better at Spanish right now.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. I totally get that. I'm on the Duolingo. He's looking a little sad right now, but
it works. It works.
Yeah, we'll get there. Cool. So is there anything that you have learned now that you maybe like wish that you had learned earlier in your career, wish that you knew like early on?
Every year is a little bit different, honestly. When I first started, I assumed my lesson plan was set in stone and this is what we were doing. And I wasn't as adaptive. And so that as things progressed, that changed a lot. And then also even how you handle those challenging behaviors has changed a lot. There was a book I actually got to read at San Juan College for my alternative licensure classes, and it was called Setting Limits in the Classroom. And I was like, I needed this book like 10 years back. Yeah. It would have saved me a lot of stress. And like to parents that are having troubles with their kids, even at home, to other teachers, to any new teacher, I always recommend Setting Limits in the Classroom because it talks about just a lot of great strategies, giving the children choices. You limit those choices, but they still have choice. So they have like agency in what is going to happen. And then it makes it just a lot more effective, and it takes you out of the picture. And so you don't have it doesn't feel personal.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you can sit, or you can write your name, or you can sit, or you can line up or something. So it's fine either way. Like what you want to do is your chance. And so that was probably, in terms of like handling some of the toughest teaching aspects, that was probably the biggest for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in like personal life, as far as like, I'm a step parent. And so that's like that's definitely like something that you just, having that choice in place kind of makes it feel like even less like a burden on me. I'm like, well, they'll choose,
and you can just wait. It's okay.
Yeah. Right? It's not like we have to do this right. Yeah. That's a great resource though.
Yeah. Definitely. It was really, really good. I've bought it for a few parents.
Oh, cool.
Just because I was like, no, like take my copy, and I just always keep a copy. I'm like, here, just take this. It's good.
Yeah.
And so that was definitely probably like the biggest thing in, and that would have been my first year of alternative licensure. So it was about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it was really good. I was very happy I found that book. Changed my teaching.
Definitely.
Like behavior management.
Yeah. That's a huge part of like the teaching, it seems like, is that classroom management.
Especially nowadays, like I know children have always have challenging behaviors. They're young. They're learning how to be themselves.
Right.
And learn how to live in a structured environment. But lots of behaviors seem to have appeared since COVID. I personally, it's like I think it's the lack of socialization that they maybe just didn't have. And so it definitely has kind of come out of, at least it's come to the top, I would say, even at our level. But things are still going good, and like you can see their growth, and you can really see that the children really just want that attention and that friendship and stuff. So
awesome. Goals for the future? Do you have anything big that you want to accomplish, get done?
I'm coming off a couple big accomplishments, I guess.
Yes.
So I finished my master's last year, and I finished national boards last year as well.
That's so cool.
Summer of like 2022, basically. Yeah. So last year was the first year where I didn't have anything. So it was kind of like, oh my God, this is free time.
Right.
I can breathe. But that, as I'm leaning, I still very much like being in the classroom right now, but I've leaned towards being like a diagnostician when I don't have like the energy level to be in the classroom. Because at our age group, you're up and down, you're moving, you're dancing, but I still really like working with kids. And so, and in Japan, I would often test new students on their English levels and try and determine what is the best grade level for them in that.
Right.
I really enjoyed it. And that would be a way that I could still work with kids and have fun, but also hopefully help children, and even, help parents who have concerns about their kids. Because it's a tough conversation to have with anybody, saying, your child might have some difficulties, but I think I have a pretty good rapport with parents generally.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be a good strong suit for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can definitely tell that that's something that you're passionate about just through, the interactions you have with the parents.
Right. So it's been good, but that's kind of, I think DIAG might be my eventual thing.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yes. And also we're nominated for Teacher of the Year this year.
Yeah. So that was very surprising. That's kind of crazy. But super awesome. Like really even just to be nominated. Cause I know a couple of the other people and I've heard names around and things like that. And I'm like, oh wow. Like, so it's, feels like I would say it's a good group. Like not including me, but seeing the other people, I'm like, oh yeah, no, like, and how it is if you hear about people throughout the district, and like I've heard lots of good things from lots of people, both parents and teachers. So it's been really nice.
We're super lucky. To have so many amazing educators.
And I was actually looking at the list on the way in while I was waiting, and I was like, oh, I know that name, and I know that name, and I know that name. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's nice to see that they're recognized as well.
Yeah, so absolutely. Good. I know it can be kind of, it's hard to choose that kind of thing for sure. And so, I'm thankful that we have at least a way to kind of highlight everybody and make sure that
it is awesome. It is really awesome.
Every single educator here is amazing. So do you have any hobbies or interests outside of work that you?
I have a couple. One that my coworkers very much is I love to bake and make stuff. but I get to like experiment and take it to them so I don't eat it all.
Yeah, right.
But that's one of the things I love to do. And then
I'm sure people love that.
They come like Monday's not such a bad day because they're like, all right, Nick, what'd you bake today?
Right, yes.
I'm like, all right, we got caramel apple cheesecake. Go for it, guys.
Oh my gosh. So good.
And then, but then I like jujitsu. So
cool.
I do a lot of fighting for fun. And that's kind of good.
Are you at Team Four Corners?
No, I go to Aztec.
Okay,
so
cool.
Samoan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay,
so
cool.
I've got a really nice group of people out there.
Nice.
But there's a lot of good people I've met through that. And then other people in Farmington, there's another couple good ones. And so I love doing that. And then also like drawing and painting and like 3D kind of stuff.
That's
so
interesting.
I'm debating on getting into 3D printing.
Yeah.
I think I got to dip my toes into it before I have a house filled with like tchotchkes and things like that.
Yes,
that I
know.
need.
But it's so cool. It
looks really fun.
Cool.
And there was actually the vision impairment teacher, Miss Tracy Hughes. They were looking at 3D printing to help make materials for them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I had never thought of it for my students as well. And I was like, I could like have both fun and use it professionally. So I was like, okay, maybe
there's
some good
room
reasons.
for it.
So,
yeah, absolutely. For it to be a resource. Definitely. Just need that grant or something.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit. Get a Cricut and get like all those kind of things would be awesome.
Yeah. That's sweet. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out.
It's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.